All right, James Glizio here with TechRaptor.net. We are talking to Brittany Avery, one of the localization specialists working on the Trails of Cold Steel 2. All right, so what can you tell us about the series?
Overall, like the Trail series in general, or?
Yes, I know that. Just
No. Like, just making sure.
Yeah, don't spoil the ending of Trails of Cold Steel. I know that that's going to be a bit hard when talking about this game.
Oh yeah, of course. Trails in general. This series has been around since I believe 2003. It started on PC as Trails in the Sky, Soro no Kiseki in Japanese. But since then, there has been 7 games. Trails of Cold Steel 2 is the 7th. I know they announced an 8th in Japan, Sen no Kiseki 3, but they haven't said anything
about it for a while.
Like, there's not even a logo. They announced it back in December, and it's just like...
I'm pretty sure they do have a logo, though.
I don't think that's finished. Like, that didn't seem finished to me. Because it doesn't even look anything like the Cold Steel logos or the Sen no Kiseki original logos.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent.
That was my fault.
So, yeah, like, there's 3 different arcs so far. Because even though it's 7 games, they actually do split it up into places that are very introductory. So, like, you can start at the beginning of any one of those 3 arcs and not be lost. Because they kind of treat it... or let me rewind a bit. Like, the entire series takes place on a continent called Zemuria, and each arc takes place in a different location, a different country, or rather, like, Trails in the Sky takes place in Liberl, which is one country, and then the second arc, which is unlocalized. I would love to localize it, though, just so...
Everyone would like to
I know.
localize it, too.
Yeah, it would be my dream. I just hope the series stays strong. But that takes place in a state called Crossbell. And then, yeah, this Cold Steel takes place in Aravonia. So, yeah, you can actually choose any one of those arcs and begin completely fresh, not knowing anything about Trails, and be completely okay. And if you enjoy it, then you can actually go back to the other arcs and kind of just expand your world a little bit more.
All right. So, one thing I've always heard from people that have played the series in Japanese is that even though they're all separated, like you said, that they're all separate games, and the fact that there's the different arcs. There's like the Liberal arc, there's the Crossbell arc, there's now the Aravonia arc. They're still very much interconnected.
Yes,
Can you kind of explain a bit of that?
Yeah, so overall, it's only been like a couple years, really, at most, since like the first game and the last game, the first game and the 7th game have been out. So it's very closely, timeline-wise, it's all very close together, and at points it even intersects. Like, the second arc and the third arc, timeline-wise, actually cross over at times.
So you mean like Trails of Cold Steel kind of crosses over with, I guess you'd say Trails to Zero and Trails of Azure?
Yes, that's exactly it. You can... and I wouldn't even say that it's like the way it interacts is that it shows different perspectives of the same like positions in the country. I wouldn't even say like some people are like you have to play like Seto and Ao before you play Cold Steel, but that's not necessarily true. It's different perspectives, so it's more like pick your spoiler because you're gonna get a spoiler either of some situation either way. Like it's showing like the Crossbell's interpretation of the current events versus Cold Steel, which shows the Erebonian interpretation of events.
Okay.
And even like certain characters, the way they cross over, like there's a playable character in the original Trails in the Sky who he's made an appearance in almost every single game in a certain form, but his home turf is actually Erebonia, so you actually get to see he still is relevant, but in a completely different capacity, even into the Cold Steel arc.
All right. So even though players are perfectly fine with playing games in different arcs, like out of order, like you can play Cold Steel before you play Sky or Zero no Kiski or Eo no Kiski, but of course you should be playing Cold Steel 1 before you play this. In fact, this one, there's pretty much no way not to spoil the ending for the first game.
Oh yeah. So I tried to for this I picked the least spoiler area. I'm sorry. English. I can speak it. I picked the least spoilery area possible because it's mostly just pure gameplay, but even then it's spoiling here are these characters that are playable.
And it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna stop myself there. There's no way to phrase that without kind of alluding to what happens at the end of Cold Steel.
Yeah, the way I describe each arc is it's also the same in Trails in the Sky as well. the first game is always like in every arc is sort of building up the foundation of the world and letting you get to know it, and it's often described as kind of a slow burn even by like the people who love it. You're running around, you're talking to all the NPCs, you're getting to know the world lore, which is so in depth. I mean, it goes down to like entire novels, and item descriptions actually have things that have meaning.
And then replaying the game, it's like there's all sorts of foreshadowing in every game.
Oh yeah, like if you replay any game, you're gonna get actually a lot more out of it almost than you did playing the first game, like because there's so much to like figure out and take in. But like, but yeah, there's. Sorry.
Let's go on to the gameplay then. So Cold Steel 2 has some slight additions to gameplay. There's something called Overdrive. Can you kind of explain that to us?
Yeah, so Overdrive is one of the new systems. Do you know the combat link system from Cold Steel 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's sort of an expansion of the combat linking system. When you're linked with a certain partner, Reen, the protagonist of Cold Steel 1 and 2, can actually activate Overdrive with every character. But when you go into Overdrive, like your HP, your EP, like your health points and magic points essentially, are all healed. You and your partner can attack 3 times in succession, like without interruption. All of your arts, which would normally take a few turns at a time, are instant cast, all of them.
Oh, wow.
And on top of that, like, you know how like enemies will be weak against certain like types, like pierce types or weapons or something like that, and it'll cause them to unbalance, which is essentially a critical hit that allows your partner to follow up with an attack. 100% of your attacks will actually be a critical hit / unbalance an enemy. Not necessarily
no, I mean,
that, but like
scepter,
your physical attack. Oh yes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, so all of your weapons and stuff like that, they cause unbalancing. So yeah, 100% of the time they do it. And all of your status abnormalities, so say if you're like poisoned or something like that and you go into Overdrive, it's cleared. It's in Nightmare mode, it's very, very useful. And if you're the type to play in easy, it's a great way to be kind of broken in easy mode, which, you know, if you're playing easy mode, you kind of don't mind being broken generally.
Yeah. So I was playing around with this a bit earlier, and I noticed that they've done a lot of little tweaks to things, like just walking around the world feels a lot better because before, like with some characters like Fee, when you tried to use a field attack, it would be both for hits at the same time, and so you'd be stuck standing there like both missed. But this time you have to hit twice to be able to get like the second hit.
Oh, so this is right now, yeah, like it's I'm
good
sort
thing
of
we're just transcribing this.
So it's actually really I have it kind of overpowered right now at the moment. This is actually my personal save data, so
From
yeah.
the Japanese version? I guess?
No, I asked for an early raw English build to help take notes for the English voice acting, but I can get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, basically I have it so that I grind a lot so that I could check text easier, because I wanted to be as strong as possible to kind of move through the text quickly and make sure that I could check as much as I could.
Of course, because it's such a huge amount of text.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how much text is in this game. But
Yeah, doesn't SC have something like 3-point-something million characters?
SC has 3.2 million, and this game, as the second smallest game in the series, has about 1.45 million.
What's the smallest?
The smallest one, so far as we're aware, I think Trails in the Sky the third is.
Yeah.
We don't have a full count of it yet, but like we're still in the middle of translating it.
And that's
it's
coming out like early 2017, right?
Yeah, we have it set for fall right now. It's in the middle of being translated at this very moment.
Set for fall?
Or no, I'm sorry, spring.
Yeah.
Spring. This game is fall 2016, or Trails of Cold Steel 2 is fall 2016.
And
Third is spring 2017.
And this one is more or less finished with translation and all of that.
Translation and editing are 100% done.
And voice, I'm guessing, is part of that, or?
Voice recording is, I don't count that for translation and editing, but yeah, that's completely done as well. There was about 11,000 lines to record for this one.
All right. So it sounds like this is going to be coming out actually early fall, if that's the case.
I don't like saying any dates for the Trail series because it's had like it's had a
winter
reputation.
2014.
Yeah, it's had a reputation for kind of coming out late, and for me, like, I kind of started taking over the series with like near the end of Trails of Cold Steel. Well, that wasn't my project. I helped with the voice recording, and that's basically in QA.
Nick's project, wasn't it?
That was Nick and Chris, yeah. But I kind of more took over full time with Trails of Cold Steel 2, and for me, I have a date in mind. I plan my schedule basically daily. for the series to kind of make sure it stays on schedule. I'm pretty obsessive, and I have a lot of numbers and charts and stuff. But yeah, if I say it, I'm gonna curse it. If I say what my date is, I'm gonna curse it.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't want to curse it. So if it comes out, like if it's ready and things continue to go smoothly, think positively.
Positively. All right.
But yeah, like I don't want to say what I have in mind.
Okay, so this is getting a bit long now. So is there anything else you'd like to say? No, it's me. But is there anything else you'd like to say about the series or this game in particular?
I guess yeah. This was my first Trails of Cold Steel. Like 2 is the first project I got to completely have like kind of the say in every aspect of the localization. I've always been a part of the Trails series since the first one, Trails in the Sky, was being done for PC in the US, and like it's kind of been like, or it's a series I've been really close with for a while, and it's been like I'm amazed at the fact that like Xseed is giving me a chance to do like this for a series I love, and I hope that kind of shines through like in the localization itself. I guess it sounds really cheesy,
yeah,
but like I can talk about this series for a billion years, and I'm hoping that it'll kind of do that for other people too, like make them want to keep supporting it so that I can actually keep working on the series and stuff. So, yeah.
Personally, it's one of my favorite series. Like, it was my game of the year 2014 on PC, and Trails in the Sky.
Yeah.
My game of the year on PC in 2014, and SC was amazing. Cold Steel, I wasn't going to play it until I learned enough Japanese to play the third Zero Nail, but then the third got announced, and then I realized, oh wait, I'm going to be playing Cold Steel 2 and E3 anyways. I need to play Cold Steel 1, not to spoil myself.
And I mean, I'm like, it's kind of like just a small tidbit about Saronao versus like Cold Steel 2. When I was saying like you're picking your set of spoilers, like I'm not even kidding. The ending to Aonokseki, as a matter of fact, if you played Owl first, which was made years before Trails of Cold Steel 2 was even like, you know, before it was even in full concept mode or whatever, you actually know the ending to certain events in Cold Steel 2.
I think I know exactly what you're referring to.
So it's like you're just basically choosing which set of spoilers do you want first. That's how interwoven like the lore is.
All right.
So like, don't worry about playing Cold Steel 1 and 2 first. You're getting spoiled, but you're also going to get spoiled no matter which order you play.
Yeah, just play Cold Steel before Cold Steel 2.
Yes, that is a must. It is a part 1, part 2 game, just like Trails in the Sky, first chapter and second chapter. And don't watch the
trailer until you play Cold Steel 1.
That too. I've been trying to tell everybody that, like, please don't watch the Cold Steel 2 trailer until you play Cold Steel. Like, I'm really happy to have made the trailer, but please finish the first game.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I think that's